Hi, my name is Kate and I'm here in Austin, Texas.
Hi everyone, my name is Michelle. I'm Kate's Safari Guide. I'm speaking to you from South Africa. A very big thank you to everybody for joining us today. We are going to be reading an extract of our book, Let's Go on Safari. We're very, very proud to have it sponsored by Penguin Random House South Africa, and even more proud that all of the proceeds of our book goes to our three favorite conservation projects, which is the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, Global Wildlife Conservation, and the Jane Goodall Institute. I first met Kate when she came on safari with me back in South Africa in, when was that, Kate? When you were 7 years old?
Yes.
And she came to one of the safari lodges I was working at the time, and we had some amazing sightings. Kate, do you remember which was one of your favorite?
Yes, it was when Michelle showed me a cheetah, and that's my favorite animal. So when I saw it, I was so happy, and they're so cool.
Hence the cheetah on the front of our book.
Yes.
I think that's the main reason. So we had some wonderful sightings, but we also spoke at length about why and how animals are endangered. And after Kate left, we were emailing back and forth, and she asked if I would like to write a book with her to tell other kids about why animals are endangered and how other kids can help to try and save them. So that's what our book's all about, and we're really excited to read some of it to you today. Kate, do you want to kick us off?
Yes. Day 4, getting up close. A question that so many people ask is, how can you get so close to a lion, elephant, or rhino and they don't jump right into your vehicle? We saw a lion today, but he didn't even bat an eyelid. I have no idea why we are safe in the 4x4, but for some reason, the animals seem to respect the vehicle and they did not see it as a threat. Michelle told us that if we stuck our hand out the car door or if we stood up, the animals would notice something different and might change their behavior. It is hard to believe that when we drive up to animals, the noise of the engine does not scare them. In fact, if an animal is sleeping and we pass close by in the 4x4, they usually don't even wake up. However, if we step out of our vehicle and put our tiny pinky toe on the ground, an animal would be able to sense the vibration and might run away or attack. We got really close to this lion, but he refused to pose for a photo. These elephants weren't afraid of our 4x4 close to them. Our noisy 4x4 engine did not disturb this cat taking a nap.
It's a pretty sleepy cat. I'd have to say that's what most of our sightings are like on safari, with a lot of sleeping lions.
Yes.
Just lions. Miss my jokes?
Yes.
So, what is animal habituation? When animals have regular contact with vehicles and people, they get used to having them around. We call this habituation. The animals become familiar with the sounds and smells associated with vehicles and people, and eventually they no longer fear the noise of the engines or the movement of vehicles on safari. Animal habituation needs careful and respectful interaction. As guides, we monitor the behavior of animals carefully and proceed cautiously so we don't cause alarm or unsettle the animals in their natural habitat. The most important thing to remember is that animals are unpredictable. They may be happy and relaxed one moment and upset in another. As a guide, it's my job to read their body language and respond responsibly in a way that's best for the animals and safest for us. Now, animals have comfort zones, and we describe them as follows. There's the alert zone. Kate, do you want to tell everyone what the alert zone is?
Yes. The alert zone is when the animal is aware of your presence but does not feel threatened, so it continues with its natural activities.
And next, the warning zone. So,
the animal feels that you are too close and will warn you by growling, shaking its head, or switching its tail aggressively.
That's exactly it. And what's the third and final one?
The critical zone. The animal feels threatened and may run away or fight to protect itself because it is scared. If you don't respect an animal's communication and you continue to move closer, it is likely to respond in this manner.
That's exactly it. And of course, when we're on safari, the main thing we want to do is watch the animals relaxed in their natural habitat. So at all times, we try our best to avoid this critical zone and stay in the alert zone, which is when the animals are the most comfortable. So, day 5, Kate.
Day 5, hip hip hooray. Today we packed up our things and moved to a different lodge. The new lodge was beside a lake full of hippos. They were right outside our bathroom window. I've never seen so many hippos snorting and splashing. They make the funniest sounds. There was a baby hippo. I called him Hippy. I can't understand how hippos get so big because they only eat grass. When it is hot during the day, hippos will stay in the water because they have very sensitive skin, and like us, they can get sunburned. You may not know this, but hippos are dangerous on land and in the water. A red-billed oxpecker hitches a ride on a lazy hippo. These birds help by eating ticks and flies off the hippo's body. Did you know that hippos can smell underwater? Hippos have an organ in the roof of their mouth called the Jacobson organ. This organ uses the senses of smell and taste to detect pheromones, chemical messages. Hippos use this information to learn about the moods and behaviors of other hippos around them. Most mammals have Jacobson organs, but hippos are the only ones who can use it underwater.
Clever, aren't they?
Yes. Day 6, African Farewell. Today was a difficult day for me for 2 reasons. Firstly, Michelle showed me a snare and explained to me how it works. A snare is used to trap animals. I learned that some of the animals in the bush are in danger of people trapping them, killing them illegally, and selling their body parts. This is called poaching. It makes me sad to think about certain species going extinct. How could anybody kill an elephant or a rhino and leave a baby without its mom? Poaching is cruel and must be stopped. Secondly, we began to say goodbye to Africa. Today, we are preparing to make our long journey home across the skies and seas. I will never forget the feeling of being under this beautiful blue sky with all these wild animals. This young lion and baby elephant were both caught in poachers' snares. Look how swollen the elephant's leg is. Without treatment, these animals would have died, but luckily, both of them were found and treated by vets. They survived thanks to the Boomy Hills Foundation. You can read more about this foundation later on in this book. On the airstrip, getting ready to wave goodbye to Africa.
It was a funny little dirt airstrip, wasn't it?
Yes.
So, what exactly is a snare? Snare wires are the most common form of trapping method used by poachers in many parts of Africa. A snare is a long piece of wire with a loop at the end, attached to a large tree or a log. These traps are set along game paths or near waterholes. The snare catches an animal as it is walking. The animal continues moving forward and the snare pulls tighter. Poachers return to check their snares from time to time. Most snares are set to catch small animals such as antelope, which are sold or eaten as bushmeat for people to feed their families. But snares often trap and maim larger animals like wildlife, like giraffes, lions, and even elephants. This results in a deep, painful wound that quickly becomes infected and could result in death. And there's some pictures here in our book of terrible damage done by a snare to an elephant. And then the anti-poaching units, such as the Boomy Hills anti-poaching unit that Kate mentioned, do a really, really good job of moving through the bush and collecting the snares to stop this from happening. So the next thing that we talk about in our book is which animals in Africa are risk from extinction. Now in Africa here, there are 6 animal species that are most in danger of being killed by poachers. Poachers usually sell the body parts of dead animals in the black market. This means they're sold illegally. Another name for selling animals illegally is called animal trafficking. Now we'll run through a couple of the ones that are most trafficked in our book. The rhinoceros.
The first one is rhinoceros. Rhinos are killed by poachers for their horns. They are in great danger of becoming extinct. A rhino's horn is made of keratin, the same substance as your fingernails. Rhino horn is sold for lots of money to some places in the Far East, where it is believed to have medical properties and where some people consider it to be a sign of wealth and success.
That's it. Now the pangolin. The pangolin is the world's most trafficked animal. It is estimated that 1 million pangolins have been poached since the year 2000. Pangolins are shy, harmless animals that are covered in scales. They have long tongues to slurp up ants. When threatened, they curl up into a ball, making it very easy to carry them away. Their scales are used for various remedies in traditional Chinese medicine. Pangolin meat is regarded a delicacy as well in some parts of the world.
Hippopotamus. In the past decade, poachers have started hunting hippos because their teeth can be sold as ivory. Now hippos are at great risk.
That's it. Now, records show that about 55 elephants die each day due to poaching. People hunt elephants for their large tusks, which, like hippos' teeth, are sold for ivory. Ivory can be worth over $1,500 per kilogram in certain parts of the world.
Leopard. Leopards have disappeared from about 40% of their territories in Africa, placing this elusive cat on the nearly threatened list. Poachers kill leopards for their beautiful furs, which are often used to make coats and ceremonial robes.
And next, the lion. Just over 100 years ago, there were more than 200,000 lions in the wild. Today, there are only 20,000 or fewer. They face ever-growing pressures from poaching, habitat loss, and conflict with humans. Legal wildlife trade in lion bones and other parts, such as whiskers and tails for use in traditional medicines, is also a major threat to the survival of this species. Another issue to talk about when it comes to animals being endangered is human-wildlife conflict. Conflict between humans and animals is one of the main threats to the survival of species globally. As local populations and communities grow, they expand into areas usually inhabited by wildlife. Without fences, the people and animals live in the same area and compete for the same resources like land, food, and water. Animals sometimes enter farms. Some, such as elephants, eat the crops, and very quickly, planted by the farmers, and others, like lions, may attack goats and cows as they are much easier prey than antelopes. Many people in rural areas are very poor, so the loss of their valuable livestock or crops they grow to feed their families makes them extremely angry. This often leads to humans attacking the wildlife in retaliation, or using weapons to chase the wild animals away.
Case study. Believe it or not, many people living in villages all over the huge African continent grow crops to feed their families. Imagine if a giant elephant came along and started munching on your garden. This sometimes happens in remote villages in Africa, where elephants trample people's veggie gardens for easy meals and takeaways. When farmers depend on their crops to feed their family, hungry and clumsy elephants can become a problem. Sometimes farmers kill the elephants to save their crops. Human beings have come up with a clever solution to this problem. Animal experts discovered that elephants are terrified of bees. Organizations started building beehive boxes along special fences to stop elephants from coming too close to the crops. A wire is strung between the special beehives, the crops, which makes the beehives shake and swing. This makes the bees inside angry, so they begin to swarm and make noise. The elephants hear the bees buzzing, and because of their fear of bees, they turn and run away before they can get stung. It is hard to believe that a tiny insect can save a giant elephant from being shot and save precious crops at the same time.
Amazing.
A tiny bee can save an elephant, and this beehive fence keeps crops safe.
That's it. We go in our book to talk about lots of ways that even you at home can help. And our biggest message is that age has no level when it comes to advocacy. So our book is available on Amazon worldwide with thanks to Penguin South Africa. And we're really excited to share it with you all. We really hope you buy it. Remember that every single sale goes to supporting the conservation projects we talked about. And we really hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Bye.